Surprising grace. Biblical wisdom for today's lesson. Let them live. So they made them woodcutters and water carriers for the entire community, as the Israelite leaders directed. Joshua called together the Gibeonites and said, "Why did you lie to us? Why did you say that you live in a distant land when you live right here among us? May you be cursed. From now on, you will always be servants who cut wood and carry water for the house of my God." They replied, "We did it because we, your servants, were clearly told that the Lord your God commanded his servant Moses to give you this entire land and to destroy all the people living in it. So we feared greatly for our lives because of you. That is why we have done this. Now we are at your mercy. Do to us whatever you think is right." So Joshua did not allow the people of Israel to kill them. But that day he made the Gibeonites the woodcutters and water carriers for the community of Israel and for the altar of the Lord, wherever the Lord would choose to build it. And that is what they do to this day. Joshua 9 verses 21 to 27. How did Joshua's solution combine justice with grace? Even if the people of Israel had wanted to attack the Gibeonites, they would not have been allowed to pursue it because of the oath sworn by the rulers of the congregation. The Israelite leaders acted according to the principle that an oath, as long as it does not involve wrongdoing or criminal intent, Judges 11 verses 29 to 40, is binding, even if it leads to one's personal hurt. In the Old Testament, being prudent before making an oath and the keeping of one's oath are seen as virtues of the pious, Psalms 15 verse 4, Psalms 24 verse 4, and Ecclesiastes 5 verse 2 and 6. Because the oath was made in the name of the Lord, the God of Israel, the leaders could not change it. With the solemn oath taken by the leaders of Israel, the destiny of Israel was indissolubly linked to that of the Gibeonites. In fact, through their designation as woodcutters and water carriers for the house of God, Joshua 9 verse 23, the Gibeonites became part and parcel of Israel's worshiping community. Joshua's answer, in contrast to the verdict of the rulers of Israel, which decreed servitude for all the congregation, Joshua 9 verse 21, transformed the curse into a potential blessing for the Gibeonites. Compare with 2 Samuel 6 verse 11. The subsequent history of Gibeon testifies to the high religious privileges the city enjoyed, as well as to their loyalty to God's people. The vow taken by Israel remained in place down through generations, so that when the Israelites returned from the Babylonian captivity, the Gibeonites were among those who helped rebuild Jerusalem. Nehemiah 7 verse 25. Their actions will have eternally positive consequences, but only because of God's grace. What might have happened had the Gibeonites disclosed their identity and requested mercy as Rahab did? We don't know, but we cannot rule out the possibility that even a consultation of God's will could have resulted in an exemption of the Gibeonites from destruction. God's ultimate purpose is not to punish sinners, but to see them repent and to grant them his mercy. Compare with Ezekiel 18 verse 23 and Ezekiel 33 verse 11. The subterfuge of the Gibeonites has to be perceived as an appeal to God's mercy, to his kind and just character. It was the Canaanites' refusal to repent and their defiance of God's purposes that led to the decision for their annihilation, Genesis 15 verse 16. God honored the recognition of his supremacy by the Gibeonites, as well as their desire for peace rather than rebellion, and their willingness to give up idolatry and to worship the only true God.